playing another set of back-to-backs the 18th, how different is it not having to have hopped in a plane last night, hotel and all that goes with it? You're in your own bed.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, obviously, you know, I imagine the back-to-backs are on a year-by-year rotation. So if you have the most one year, the next year you get the least. I assume that's the way the league works. So we'll get that worked out. Very good thing about our situation, I think we're owned by TV companies, so we should be able to get this sorted out in no time. What was your question again? Sorry about that.
Mike, sorry. So if there's no symptoms with Freddie, then you expect him to be ready for game 1 of the first round?
Oh yeah, for sure. I expect him ready for practice tomorrow.
How do you, Mike, refocus the group? It's such an emotional game, and you clinch, but this is an important game, so.
No, we'll be refocused. You know, everything about us is some of the tension that we've had and some of the nerves we've had will be gone, and we'll get ready to play again. And I think it's a good experience for our guys to go through it and understand that if you just do good things happen. There's no issue that way. You know, as we won game after game after game, you know you're not going to win every night. It's impossible in our league. You just got to make sure when you get off it, you get back on it as quick as you can.
How much of a priority is it to try to move up in the standings tonight?
Well, I think it's you come here and you do good things and you see what happens. And you know what I've learned over time, and I've been in the playoffs many times. You just be careful what you wish for. So be careful who you're picking.
The nerves they might have experienced last week, how would they compare to the nerves preparing for the first game?
Well, I think it's a way different thing for our team. The nerves. What happens? You have nerves when you have win the President's Trophy, and you're playing a real good team in the first round, or you're a real good seed. That's when it's totally different program. We're so far away from that program, though. You know, we got 2 years left before that happens.
Coach, you've talked a lot this year about Connor Brown being a drive-train type of guy and someone who can really, you know, push the envelope in terms of intensity all throughout the season. The game winner last night, his 20th goal of the season. How impressed have you been with his progression from the beginning of the year to where we are today?
No, for sure. I think you know, everyone talks about Marner and Matty and Willie, and they don't talk about Hyman and Brown and Zaitsev. Do we have another rookie, or is that it? What's that? And Cap, Sosh, those guys haven't been around as much, but they talk about those other guys. But these guys, they bring it every single day. And if you go through being professional and doing it right and pushing your teammates and all that, they're as good as anybody. And those guys are the guys that you need on your team to be successful. Ideally, the better players those guys are, the more impact they can have. And because they play in our top 6, and really we have a top 9, I don't know what the difference is there. I think that makes them real good players. But good for Brownie. Like, you're a kid in the league and you get 20 goals. Hard to get 20 goals, just like for Austin. 40 goals, it's unbelievable. So, you know, those are good numbers for those guys. Someone's getting a call here. You know, just, is it your wife? What's her name? Yeah, it's her. You want me to answer? He'll call you back later. No.
Having said all this with the rookies, though, at the beginning of the season, was it daunting to look at this on paper and say, it isn't 1 or 2, it is 6 or 7, and I've got to get them all on this page by, you know, whatever the date might be?
You know, I don't know if I never thought much about that. I just thought that we have a good group here and we're going to play our kids every night. And if you go through our ice time, we all played around 16 minutes, and we just played them and played them and played them. When they made mistakes, we dealt with them without any question, but we kept playing them too. And so we knew that was our mandate, no different than what we had a mandate last year. And so, but we think they've made great strides. We have a lot of young guys on the team, but we also think that Nazem Kadri's grown a lot as a player. We think Van Riemsdyk's grown a lot as a player. Bozak had a career year. I think it's important to understand. It's fun to talk about the kids because everyone thinks they're going to get better, but we wouldn't be here without good veterans leading the way. And so, you know, it's all part of being on a team. Now, obviously, you know, everyone gets to take a deep breath, but there's lots of work to do, and the most fun time of the year is right now. You want to be playing, and we've earned the right to play. Now let's play well here today and get ready for the playoffs.
When you guys were a little bit tight earlier in the week and when you had some bad luck in that game, how much is a game like that and a reaction like that valuable to the development of young players of the program?
Well, I think it's really good. I think, you know, when Lou was willing to spend the draft pick to get Boiler, you know, it's a lot. But in saying that, you know, for him to come in and stabilize us and help us get in the playoffs and be the kind of man he is, and with Ferris, like, to me, that's a positive thing. And then it gives you the opportunity to be in these games to grow your team. And we talked a lot about that as it looked like there might be an opportunity. You know, how far can we advance our program if we do get in? You know, there's no guarantees you're getting in. There's lots of good teams that are home. And so, but, you know, we think it's important, and we think this little stretch that we've been through is important as well. But in saying all that, that's all over with now. Let's get playing.
What was the mood like in your building last night?
In our building?
Yeah.
You know, what's interesting is everyone was telling me how loud it was. I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't hear one thing. I just knew I had to get the right people on the ice next, and we had to finish the game. So I was more focused on that than the energy. My wife told me it was spectacular, you know, so great for our fans, and it's exciting, obviously, but really good for our players.
The Jackets have struggled a bit here of late, but still a good team. What sort of opponent are you expecting?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about, you know, where they've been or what their struggles are. There'll be a game today. They want to play good. We want to play good. We both want to have a good feeling going into the playoffs, and so I expect they'll be ready to play, and we'll be ready to play. Should be fun today.